I never expected to overhear the man I loved tearing me apart with his words, but there I stood, frozen at the basement door, my heart racing in disbelief, each beat echoing my growing dread. Nico's laughter, once a sound that filled my heart with joy, now felt like a dagger twisting inside my chest as I listened to him mock our most intimate moments, stripping away the love I thought we shared. The words stung sharper than any physical pain. They were laced with venom, and I felt my entire world start to crumble beneath me, the foundation of trust I'd built with him disintegrating before my eyes. I had met him 2 years ago, when he brought in his dog for an ear infection, and I had never felt such an immediate spark with anyone before. It was as if the universe had conspired to bring us together. Before Nico, my life was filled with casual flings, but he changed that. He made me believe in love, and now that belief felt like a cruel joke played by fate, twisting my heart in ways I never imagined possible. I had always trusted him, even with his best friend, Lily, a woman he'd known since childhood. Still, jealousy simmered beneath my surface, a dark shadow I couldn't shake off, whispering doubts that gnawed at my sanity. Nico had assured me they were just friends, but I couldn't help but feel like I was competing for his affection, especially when Lily seemed to disapprove of me, her smirks cutting deeper than I cared to admit. He had recently graduated and was struggling to find a job, and I had been nothing but supportive, encouraging him to find his footing while I took care of the bills, pouring my heart into our shared dreams. When he texted me about landing a job he really wanted, my heart swelled with pride and love so intense it made my head spin. I wanted to celebrate him, to show him how much he meant to me, to be the partner he deserved. I left work early, my heart racing with excitement as I picked up his favorite takeout and a beautiful necklace I knew he'd love, imagining the smile on his face as I wrapped my arms around him. But when I heard him on the phone, his laughter echoed like a melody turned sour, and I felt a warmth that quickly turned icy as his words cut through the air like shards of glass, each one piercing my heart. Hearing him belittle me, comparing me to his ex, and making crude jokes about my body shattered the trust I had built with him, piece by piece, leaving me feeling exposed and vulnerable in the wake of his cruelty. I felt the flowers slip from my hand, tossed out of my car window as I cried in a parking lot, the weight of betrayal crushing me like a stone, each tear a testament to my shattered dreams. In that moment, I knew I needed to confront him, but fear held me back. How do you tell the person you love that they've broken your heart into irreparable pieces? Days passed in a haze of confusion and anger, and I felt like I was living in a nightmare that I couldn't wake up from, every shadow reminding me of the love that had turned toxic. Finally, I decided I had to end this. My friends urged me to talk to him in public, to mitigate any explosive reactions, their concern echoing in my mind as I prepared for the confrontation. When we sat down at the cafe, my heart raced with the weight of what I had to say, and despite his sugary sweetness, I felt like a storm was brewing inside me, ready to unleash the truth. I told him about my love for him, how I had envisioned a future together, and how I needed to understand why he had hurt me so deeply. My voice trembled with the emotion I struggled to contain. His denial was infuriating. He seemed to think it was all a joke, a misunderstanding, and my frustration boiled over as I pushed for the truth, my heart pounding with every word I spoke. When he finally admitted it, saying maybe Lily brought out the worst in him, I felt my heart sink. It was a weak excuse for such a cruel betrayal, a feeble attempt to deflect his responsibility. I demanded he leave, watching his disbelief morph into desperation, his pleas for me to reconsider echoing in my ears like a haunting melody I wished I could unhear. As he packed his things, I felt a mix of sadness and relief, knowing I was doing the right thing, but still wishing it didn't have to come to this. My heart a battlefield of conflicting emotions. When he finally walked out, I felt an emptiness settle in, but it was quickly filled with the chaos of my emotions as I processed what had just happened, the finality of it all crashing over me like a tidal wave. The next day, I returned home to find my sanctuary destroyed. He had ransacked my belongings, leaving a trail of devastation in his wake, a cruel reminder of the love that had turned into betrayal. I couldn't believe the audacity, the sheer cruelty, as I stood in my living room, overwhelmed by the mess he had left behind, feeling like a stranger in my own home. In a moment of anger, I ordered 100 pounds of baby carrots to be delivered to Lily's house. It was petty, but it felt like the only way to reclaim some power in a situation where I felt so powerless. I blocked him on everything, feeling a sense of liberation wash over me, even as tears streamed down my face. The hurt still fresh and raw, the wounds of betrayal still too tender to touch. I spent the next few days in tears, replaying the memories of our love, trying to reconcile the man I had loved with the monster he revealed himself to be, the confusion threatening to drown me. But deep down, I knew I had made the right choice. I deserved better than this volatile relationship filled with mockery and mistrust, and I vowed to never let anyone treat me this way again. I was ready to heal, to pick up the pieces of my life, and eventually find someone who would appreciate me for all that I am, flaws and all, someone who would cherish rather than belittle. As I sat in my living room, surrounded by the remnants of our relationship, I felt a flicker of hope igniting within me. It was time to move forward, to reclaim my life and my heart from the ashes of despair. Thank you for watching. For more real stories and powerful dramas, be sure to like, subscribe, and explore our I Will You Too channel.